Well, look who did click on the video to send me bomb threats because I shared my opinion on the internet. That's just a classic. Well, you know very well why you're here, so I'm just spending some seconds telling you how this video will be divided. First, we need to remember the origins of the movie, so I'm not going to tell you everything since the game was created, but at least I'm going to give you the context so we can criticize it better. After it, we're going to talk about the movie without spoilers, and then we're going to talk about everything that the movie has to offer with spoilers. So, without further ado, let's start with the video. Do you remember where you were in 2014? Well, I remember. I was in a pool seeing football. Not that football, this one. And I was seeing how my country was losing against, I think, Ireland, and something like that. At the same time, I don't remember that the Minecraft movie was announced. The studio in charge, the Warner Brothers. Those behind the Harry Potters and the Lord of the Rings and others. I don't give a fuck. And the idea wasn't so crazy. In that time, Minecraft was the king of the games until someone came and took this place. And then the problem started. The first director that got in the project was Shawn Levy, the one that did Stranger Things, but was fired because of creative difference. After him came Rob McElhenney, who had the idea to add Steve Carell as part of the movie, but also got fired. But that doesn't matter right now, because at last we have a general idea. You see, the concept was that the principal character and his group of friends would have to stay the overworld and fight against the dragon, and things started to calm down. But in 2019, the stupid virus that kept everyone in their houses struck, and so in 2022, Warner Brothers confirmed that Jason Momoa, the Aquaman, will be part of the movie, and everyone thought that he would be Steve. And then we had the trailers, and yeah, this thing cannot end good. First of all, I want to say that this does feel like Minecraft, but not entirely. There are some elements that doesn't accord to the Minecraft style, and sometimes it's fault of the live action format, and other times because of some creative decisions. This movie isn't specifically for the fans that know everything in the game. I will say that this movie is for the casual audience. That's why there's a lot of exposition in the movie. But if you're a hardcore player, there will be a lot of reference of the game, and sometimes there will be things that will make you say, "That's right, I knew it." The best piece of advice that I can give you is that if you don't want to end like disappointed, you shouldn't think of it like an epic adventure. This movie doesn't take itself so seriously, and I think that was the point, to keep it as accessible and as fun as possible. Now, let's get into the drama. Basically, it starts with Jack Black yapping about how he became Steve, and to be honest, this is one of the biggest problems with the movie. I didn't like the fact that there was too much explanation, and obviously, when you make a movie, you want to keep everyone interested, and for that to work, the audience has to understand what's going on. So I get why a lot of screen time goes into explanation with things like
It's a crafting table, an ender pearl, the nether.
Where was I? Oh, right. Then we met the first of our hero, Jared the Trashman. Think of it like that one dude in school that was amazing at sports and just can't move on from his glory days. He's struggling with his old video game store, and he goes to a garage sale, I don't even remember what, and there he buys this artifact that turns out to be the key to the Minecraft world. Next we got Natalie and Henry. Their story is a bit hip. Their mom is dead and their dad is absent, so Natalie has to take care of Henry. In need of money, they move to a small grey town in Idaho. Natalie gets a job at a potato factory, and Henry starts at a new school and turns out to be a literal genius. The kid builds a jetpack at 14. Meanwhile, at 14 I was still struggling with multiplication. Hey, maybe I'm just dumb, I don't know. Anyway, Henry causes a disaster and kills the town's prized potato or something like that, and the school tried to contact his parents, but Garrett shows up instead. They had met earlier that morning, and he takes Henry to his sword. That's where Henry finds the orb of power and starts feeling how it pulls them both towards the entrance of Minecraft world. Oh, and also there's Dawn. She is the one who sold the house to Nat and Henry, and she is also the one that tells Nat that Henry was the one who destroyed the statue. So they both go looking for him. When they finally find him in the cave where Steve entered, the orb pushes everyone into the portal, and now they are in the overworld. Once there, night falls and they have to hide in my best Minecraft house until they are cornered. But Steve show up just in time to save them. After that, he explains everything that can be done in the Minecraft world and also tells them about the Nether, a dimension where creativity is punished, and also tells them to get the hell out of the overworld. But oh no, one of the pieces of the orb got broken during the fight, so they can leave. Luckily, Steve says that he has a replacement. How convenient! Fortunately, it's located in the Woodland Mansion. So Steve, saying that he won't get off these people, offers them to escort them to the Woodland Mansion. And so they go to a village where Steve shows them the secret stash and explains them some stuff to the audience. At the same time, Henry and Natalie have a fight because of some bullshit, and I get that the movie tries to say, oh no, the world hates creative people. And in one part I agree, the world hates everything that's different and does everything it can to protect the status quo. But in another part I think that that's a bit overreact, yeah? Not everyone is like that, like the people in that stupid town in Idaho. I fucking hate Idaho. I hope a fucking nuke goes into Idaho. Anyway, the first of the Nether enter the overworld and start fighting our protagonists, who split into two groups, one with Henry, Steve and Garrett, and the other with Natalie and Dawn. At some point they have to go different ways. Group A takes lighters and tries to escape through the mountains, and Team B fights the way to the boats. After that, Garrett tells Steve that he needs some diamonds so he doesn't lose his sword, so they go down to the mines and they run into a problem with a new mob that isn't in the base game, something that the movie relies on a little bit too much. Then Henry has a fight with Garrett for trying to make money the easy way because yeah, apparently he's not allowed to try to save his soul, right? After that, they head the Woodland Mansion where Henry finds the artifact while Garrett and Steve fight.
Chicken jockey!
Henry fights an Enderman with the stupidest behavior, and everything goes so wrong in such a short time that we basically skip this part because Garrett tried to suicide himself. Then the heroes find Steve and Henry and they tell them that Garrett blew himself up. Anyway, the boss of the Nether goes through the portal and starts doing shit. The guys are like, I don't understand what's happening, big final battle, and boom, end of the movie. So there's a lot to talk about. First of all, the script. This thing is confusing as hell. I'm not saying it's hard to understand because most of it is explained by Jack Black, but there's just too much going at once. It literally is Subway Surfer's brain. First, I think that the characters of Natalie and Dawn are poorly written. They don't do too much throughout the movie except say stuff like, did that just happen? I think they could have been written better, but I'm not a writer so I won't pretend that I could do it better. The visuals are something. Honestly, I can't decide if I love them or hate them because it looks amazing most of the time. It gives me this medieval vibe and I don't know what the hell I'm saying. And I hate that because it looks nothing like Minecraft. It's a simple game with 16 by 16 textures. Why to make it so realistic? Remind me one of those old videos comparing a real photo of an apple to a Minecraft apple. And with that fidelity, this movie is basically the same as saying I'm gonna enjoy a vanilla Minecraft experience and then installing 3000 mods. What are those lighting boots? A potato cannon? Why did they need to add all of that? You already have every piece needed to make a massive movie. Why not just do that? And it's weird coming from a studio like Warner Bros., the ones behind the Lego movie and the Super Mario Bros. Movie. This thing isn't anything like those. But does that really matter? In a way, it does. And that's why this movie is called a Minecraft movie, not the Minecraft movie. It doesn't try to be totally faithful to the game and it tried to do its own thing. And I think that it's successful at that, like 80% of the time. The other 20 is pretty cringy and yeah, it makes me grab a spoon and scoop my eyes out of the socket. But in the end, it's a pretty fun movie. Now, the last thing, it is memorable. Besides the chicken jockey meme and other few things, I say yes, because even though this isn't the Minecraft that I grew up with, maybe I'm not the intended audience, that the movie is just bad because it wasn't made for me. Believe me, I've seen like 20 reviews of this thing and they'll say it's childish, it's stupid. And honestly, I kind of agree. Some things are way too dumb for what you need. But will you say that something is bad because one part of it doesn't work? If that's true, then anything in this world could be good. There are some actions that aren't meant to do any good, but end up doing good. And some actions that mean well, but end up failing. And if that's true, then what about people? No one's perfect, everyone makes mistakes. But that's the beauty of being human. We can fix our mistakes, we conquer. We send a man to the fucking moon. We have this urge to do, to create, to express, to love, to live. We have this urge to be.